We'll start with the presentation. Yes, for the housekeeping, we would like to remind everyone that this session is being recorded and the recordings will be uploaded on our Monitorapp's YouTube channel. So after this session, you will be able to review the topics through our YouTube channel's Monitorapp. And for the real-time Q&A questions, again, you can put your questions in the Q&A chat box below. And for your additional questions or clarifications, you can email us at marketing@monitorapp.com, or you can direct your email to noreen.guerra@monitorapp.com. Yes, so we'll start. First, I will introduce Monitorapp and Ion Cloud. And then the second part is Mr. Hong will discuss about the secure CDN. So, who is Monitorapp? So, Monitorapp has been in the business since 2005, and we have our overseas branches in USA and Japan. And our core businesses includes in the cloud and on-premise. So, for the cloud services, we have website protection, and we also have secure internet access and secure remote access. For the physical appliance, we have physical and virtual appliance, and then our threat intelligence platform, which we renamed to AI Labs. So for Ion Cloud is our security as a service brand, which we offer several security services at a level equivalent to the traditional security solutions, but the difference is that it operates on the cloud or edge networks. So Monitorapp's edge deployment is within 15 countries, and we have been deployed into 40 data centers around the world, which made us maintain the fast traffic for our security services. For the website protection, it's the comprehensive security portfolio for our cloud for the corporate web security. And in this category, we have web application and API protection. Then we have secure CDN, we have DDoS mitigation, and website malware scanner. So the main topic for this webinar is the secure CDN. If you're curious about other topics like web application and API protection, we've done a lot of webinars about this one. So you can go to our YouTube channel to check on those topics. And yeah, as I mentioned, the main topic for today is the secure CDN or content delivery network. So as an overview, CDN could provide DDoS mitigation and fast delivery of internet content, and then it could improve your website as well as reduce traffic cost. Then it can improve security through DDoS mitigation and high-level SSL and TLS encrypted connections. And of course, it is the pay-as-you-go pricing, which eliminates the burden of these small and medium enterprises. So why do we need secure CDN? As I mentioned, it reduces the load time, so the user may experience the delivery of the content from the edge closest to the client. Then you can have bandwidth savings, which reduces bandwidth and relieves strain on region server through caching and network optimization. Then, of course, it could improve your security. And then it efficiently protects your website from DOS and DDoS attacks with our global edge infrastructure. So for the second part, Mr. Hong will discuss the technical aspects and the in-depth in-depth explanation about the secure CDN.
Okay, thank you, Norin. Hello, everyone. So thank you for joining us. Today, I'd like to discuss how to implement secure CDN with the Ion Cloud, that is the brand name of Monitorapp. So firstly, let me introduce myself shortly. I'm in charge of head of product management at Monitorapp, and totally 25 years old, 25 years of IT and security related experience. And also I have 10 years experience in CDN service area. And also there are lots of experience to fight against the massive DDoS attack, bot scanning, something like that. And also I have an experience to publish 5 security books about network and system security. Okay, this is the agenda. We will take a look at what is CDN, why CDN is required. And second, with the Ion Cloud, we will look at how to implement the secure CDN with the web security, API security, bot mitigation, and DDoS. And finally, we will look at the Ion Cloud dashboard. Okay, there are lots of CDN service providers, and in commonly, they have the following features. So the first, they have the globally distributed CDN edges, and their key technology is a GSLB, stand for Global Server Load Balancer, which is intelligent DNS to response the nearest CDN edge, as well as high failover, and the caching. For the caching, they are using the own developed reverse proxy based on the famous open source like Squid, Varnish, and Nginx. And regarding the bandwidth perspective, they have each of it the different how many customers and how many size of bandwidth, but in general, they have kept the some terabps bandwidth. Recently, they started supporting the web security function like web application firewall as well as DDoS. Okay, then let's look at what is the difference without CDN versus with CDN. So if there is no CDN, your domain will point to one IP address, which is the origin web server or load balancer. Then the traffic will centralize to the origin web server. But in case of CDN, your domain is CNAME to CDN provided CNAME, and the edge IP address will be the CDN edge IP address. So when the client try to access the site, then the request go to the CDN edge, which is the real list from the client. And if the request is buried, then the traffic go to the origin web server. And after that, the caching the contents. And if there is the same request from the client, then the CDN edge responds immediately, no need to access the origin web server. Then what's the benefit with the CDN? Number one is a performance improvement. So as I mentioned, the CDN edge is located and distributed globally, and response from the nearest edge, we can expect the performance improvement. And also the CDN edge caching the content, the CDN edge response immediately without accessing the origin web server. So each of it depends on the cache hit ratio, but in general, if you provide the static contents like image, JS, CSS, then the cache hit ratio will be around 90%, which means the load of origin server will be reduced around 10%. And number 3 and 5, since the CDN edge works as a reverse proxy, only the valid HTTP and HTTPS traffic will go to the origin web server, and the abnormal traffic will be denied from the CDN edge, including the DDoS attack. So if you enable the CDN, then we can say that you are safe from the network-based DDoS attack. So additionally, if you use the CDN, technically it's impossible to know your origin web server, what is the OS, and which port is listened, and the location as well. Okay, then let's look at the Ion Cloud introduction and how to implement the secure CDN. Well, as Noreen mentioned, the Monitorapp started our business for 18 years, and generally for the web application firewall appliance business. So as you can see, the table, the CPS, TPS, and throughput, the number is very higher than others. So based on our knowledge and technology, we have to migrate our web appliance technology to cloud. That's the Ion Cloud. So Ion Cloud has provided the 3 service category. So the first one is a website protection. And the second and third one is the zero trust based, is the outbound traffic control service. So today we will focus on the website protection. So here is the map of CDN edge and our web application firewall edges. So our infra is globally distributed and provide without regard to the country or location. WAAP. So WAAP stands for Web Application and API Protection. So according to the Gartner mentioned that for the perfect web security, the legacy WAF is not enough. For the perfect security, the WAAP is mandatory. And the component of the WAAP is the first one is a typical WAF to detect and protect from the various attacks like SQL injection, cross-site script, CSRF, something like that. So additionally, we need to provide the API security, bot mitigation, and DDoS mitigation as well. So Ion Cloud is a one-stop solution to provide all WAAP requirements perfectly. So here is the screenshot of the web application firewall. So as you can see, we provide totally the 17 rules only, the 17. For other service providers, the number of rules are several hundred of thousand rules. So in this case, it's almost impossible to tune the rule. But for us, we optimize the rules to reduce, remove the false positive. So we are sure that our rules are very accurate. So no need to tune the rule anymore. That's why we have only 17 rules. So we can turn on, turn off the rules simply. And even if you are not the security professional, it's possible to manage the web service with the secure. And also, so we support the OWASP top 10, and also the rule is updated against the latest rate automatically. So next one is the API. Why API security is important? So you may be familiar with the hotels combined or Skyscanner, something like that. So all of the traffic is API basis. And also, according to the report, over 50% of the internet traffic is API related, and the traffic is increased continuously. And also, as you can see the graph, the API traffic is the increase dramatically. Also, the malicious request is increased with the same direction. So which means that malicious API traffic is increased. And also there are some news about API security incident about API security, like Twitter, the Clubhouse, something like that. And also the OWASP started provide the API security top 10 like this. So you can see the more detailed information from the OWASP homepage. And also, according to the Gartner about API security, they recommended to fight against the API, the security issue, use a combination of API management and WAF, or apply the WAAP. So we are sure that the Ion Cloud is a perfect solution for WAAP. And this is the simple screenshot of Ion Cloud to provide the API security. So next one is a bot management. So according to the report, the half of the traffic is bot related. There are bad bot and good bot. So for the good bot cases like Google, Bing, something like that, the search engine will be good bot, and around the 30% of the traffic is bad bot. So activity of bad bot is to the credential stuffing attack, DDoS attack, content scraping, and or vulnerability scanning. So if this kind of activity has been done for our website, then this can cause the lots of traffic as well as high system load. And also the important part will be the DDoS attack. So if you don't have CDN, as I mentioned, your domain is pointing to the single or multiple IP address, then all of the traffic, including the DDoS, will centralize to the origin web server. But if you enable the CDN, your domain is named to CDN provided domain and pointing to CDN edge IP address. So the DDoS traffic will be distributed to each CDN edge. And as I mentioned, the DDoS traffic is the abnormal one. The traffic will be blocked from the CDN edge. Only buried HTTP or HTTPS traffic will go through the origin web server. So there are the various type of DDoS attack. We can say the network level, L3 or L4, and the application level, layer 7 attack. For the network level attack cases, since the CDN edge is a reverse proxy, the network level unknown traffic will be denied from the CDN edge level. And if the traffic is the layer 7, then traffic will go to the CDN, and this kind of traffic will be blocked from the Ion Cloud WAAP. So here is some example of the type of DDoS attack. For example, the SIM flooding, UDP flooding, and old style smurf and teardrop attack will be blocked from the CDN infra. And the layer 7 attacks like Sloris, Rudy, HT flooding will be blocked from the WAAP. Then let's look at how Ion Cloud protect from the L7 DDoS attack. So the first one is IP reputation. So the Ion Cloud provides some IP reputation. So based on this category, you can detect or verify, block the attack trials. And all the information is updated automatically from our threat intelligence named AR Labs. Next one is a lane limit. So if you have concern about the login trial from the specific IP address or specific devices, you can set up the lane limit computation like this. So in these cases, if there is the request for the login directory for the 5 seconds over 5 times, then the IP address will be blocked for 1 minute. So you can tune the rule based on your environment. So next one is the JavaScript injection. So Ion Cloud provides the JavaScript injection. So when the response, so Ion Cloud monitor the response traffic and add the JavaScript injection. And based on this information, we can detect whether the client is the bot or browser. So if you enable this function, we can detect the advanced bot, because most of the bot cannot understand the JavaScript. Next one is a credential stuffing or account takeover. So this function is not applied in the Ion Cloud yet, but to be released soon. So let me introduce this shortly. So according to the report, over 65% of people use the password. And so the attacker getting the stolen login credential from the dark web and try to access our victim service with the bot. So in this case, so Ion Cloud perspective, we have the lots of the leaked credential database. So if you turn on this function, we are checking the type, ID, and password, and check with the leaked credential database. So if the information is not matched, then we can allow and transfer the traffic to the original web server. But if the typed ID password is matched with the credential DB, then we can apply the policy to the alert or block the request. So if you have concern about the credential stuffing, then Ion Cloud will be the good solution. And next one is AR Labs. So we have our own developed the threat intelligence named the AR Labs. So the AR Labs monitor all of the internet and getting the useful information. And additionally, we are co-work with the third-party partners, and all of the information is updated automatically and applied in the Ion Cloud. So if you use the Ion Cloud service, then the signatures will be updated with the latest one. Okay, next one is the Ion Cloud dashboard demonstration. So here is the screenshot of the dashboard. With the dashboard, you can see that how many the thread, traffic, or number of visitors, and also you can see the top attack URL, the category, and the source IP address as well. And if you click the security event, you can see the more detailed information. If the event is very large, then you can filter based on you can search based on the various filter like this. And basically, we provide the security event for 3 months. So if we have concern for the compliance, then the Ion Cloud is very good because we provide the at least the 3 months event. And also you can download with a CSV with this format, then you can see the more detailed information. And if you click the glasses here, then you can see the more detailed information like headers or something like that. And also the older event is connected with the AI labs. So the if you click the machine learning analysis result here, then you can see the analysis result based on the machine learning like this. And this is the example of SQL injection attack. And if you see the detect region, why this request has been detected as a SQL injection. So you can see the string. And also we provide the report and the SIM support. So if you'd like to see the report periodically, monthly, for example, then you can set up the automatic monthly report. Then the report will be sent to your email automatically. Or you can create the report manually in this screen and download with a PDF or Word file format. And if you operate the SIEM like a Splunk or ELK or something like that, then it's possible to push the event to your SIEM solution. So you can set up like this. Then lastly, we can see how to set up the domain. So this screen is all. It's very simple. You can type your target domain, www.example.com in this case, and the port number of the origin web server, and the IP address or CNAME, domain name of your origin server. Finally, you can choose whether use your own certificate or Ion Cloud certificate. So if you select the Ion Cloud certificate, then certificate will be issued automatically, co-work with the Let's Encrypt. So if you don't have any certificate, then you can create with a free with this option. And finally, if you click the apply, then you may get the CNAME. Then in your DNS server, you can change the DNS information for your target domain. Then that's all. So it will take less than 5 minutes to complete the setup. So here is the conclusion. So one of the differentiation points from other service providers, the Ion Cloud perspective, you don't need any security team. So it's very easy to set up. Either take less than 5 minutes, and once set up, no need to tune the rules because our rules is very, very optimized, and there is no false positive. And if you have any concern about the web security, like DDoS attack, as well as the scanning or bot attack, including the API attack, then no problem, because Ion Cloud provide the complete one-stop solution for perfect security. And especially if you have the network level, the DDoS, then no problem at all. We provide our CDN with the unlimited network DDoS attack with the free. So you don't need to concern about the size of attack and the pricing to fight against the network DDoS attack. So finally, our service is cheaper than any other service providers, and there is no hidden cost. So if you'd like to set up the perfect web security, then IonCloud will be the good solution. Okay, that's all from my side. So if you would like to try, then please visit the ioncloud.com. And if you have any technical question, then please send email to support@ioncloud.com. Then we will answer ASAP. Okay, thank you for your time today. That's all from my side.
Yes, for those who have questions about our secure CDN, you can type in on the Q&A box, and we'll have a 10-minute Q&A, and Mr. Hong will answer live for 10 minutes. And if you have other questions, again, you can send it to support@ioncloud.com. So we'll have a 10-minute Q&A, so please put your answers on the chat box. Thank you.
Okay, the first question is what's the difference with the regular WAF, web application firewall, with our IonCloud WAF. So as I mentioned in the previously, so let's look at the screen. So the first differentiation point is our IonCloud WAF provide the 4 different category with the one solution. So as I mentioned, the Gartner recommended to apply the WAAP for the perfect security because the IT environment is the changing continuously, and the type of attack is changed as well. So for example, there are massive attack from the bot, but for the signature base, the typical legacy WAF cannot detect from the bot attack. And also, one of the important part is API security. So recently, the more and more web services started providing the API, but the API security is not enforced well correctly. So it's possible to be the attack with the API weakness. So API security is also very important, but you don't need to buy the additional security solution for API security, because IonCloud already support the API security as well as the other the interesting function like a bot mitigation, DDoS mitigation, something like that. And the second, the biggest difference with the other WAF is the number of rules. So as I mentioned, the legacy WAF, for example, the WAF appliance and the other CDN bases, the WAF service providers, the number of rules are several hundred of thousands, some of the over hundred of thousand. So if there is a security professional, then there should be no problem to monitor and decide whether this is an attack or not and tune the rules. But if you don't have any security professional, it's almost impossible. But for our IonCloud WAF, only provide the 17 rules. And as I mentioned several times, you don't need to tune the rule because there is no false positive. So if we have very small security team, then IonCloud will be very beneficial for you. So that's the biggest difference with the other the legacy WAF providers. And next question is, does this webinar given the insert for attendance? No?
This webinar actually did not give an e-cert for attendance, but if you want to have a certificate, just email us through marketing@monitorapp.com so that and please put your name, company, and email so that we can give you the certificate that you need. Thank you.
Okay. And next question is, if the web server is located on-premise only, does CDN is required or just Ion WAF hardware? So our Ion Cloud service is 100% cloud basis. So without regard to whether you are using the cloud or on-premise, no problem. So you can activate the CDN as well as the Ion Cloud WAF with online. So there should be no problem. And next question is what about API protection? Would you like to know how many rules method for protecting right now? Yeah, it's a good question. So as of now, we are providing very simple function, but maybe next month, we will provide a more detailed function for the API protection. So at this time, we provide the API discovery and lane limit and so let's look at the screen. With this part. So at this time, we provide a very simple function like lane limit on the and whether authentication header exists or not, and the schema validation. But maybe next month we can provide a more interesting function. So we are updating the function monthly basis. So and also we are providing the next version. So I can sure that we can provide the most of the interesting function, especially about API security. Okay, and next question is what are the safety measures that do when it is being attacked? So we can have this several type of attack. And since our Ion Cloud provide the WAAP, so if you are getting the attack, for example, the DDoS, L3, L4, or L7, then no problem. So as I mentioned, the network level DDoS attack will be blocked in the CDN edge level automatically. So you don't need to the concern about the network basis DDoS attack because all of the attack is blocked automatically. And if you enable the bot mitigation, since the most of the DDoS attack came from the bot, if you enable the bot mitigation, then the layer 7 DDoS attack will be blocked automatically as well. And the API security as well, and also web security perspective. So we are providing the 17 rules, and I believe you can start from the block mode because there is no false positive at all. So if you activate with the block mode, then your website will be safe from any kind of web attack. Okay. I believe I answered for all of the questions. And I believe my explanation is not enough. So I'd like to ask to try with the ioncloud.com. So you can start with a free trial. So you don't need to pay. So please please visit the ioncloud.com and try. And if you have any question and comment, then please send email to support.ioncloud.com or open the ticket. Then we will answer ASAP. Thank you.
Yes, if you have other questions, please put it now in the Q&A box. And if you don't have, then we'll end this webinar in 2 minutes. So yes, please hurry to type your questions now. Thank you.